Oh, good. Jean Claire's back.
Just in time.
Uh-oh. Irene's muted.
Oh, there we go. No, I'm not.
Oh, no. Can you hear?
Oh, no, it's still not working.
Is that working now?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. We're experimenting tonight with going live on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So we'll see how this goes. But it looks like we do have some viewers on both because
cool.
it's giving me some different symbols. So we'll see how that goes. And it shows it's live on both. So we'll try it out tonight. Now that we got all the technical glitches out of the way. All right. Well, tonight we're starting a series on Disney dining. Yeah. So we're going to hop park to park over the next couple months and share kind of our like insights on dining in the different parks. And we'll see. Maybe we'll even do maybe we'll do a Disney Springs one or like water parks. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But tonight we're starting with Magic Kingdom. So we figured you got to start in the Magic Kingdom. It's just kind of like, that's the iconic Disney World spot. So just always seems natural to start there. So we have some questions we're going to run through. And I don't know, is there any other business we need to take care of? I don't think so. We're I think, going to announce our giveaway the next turnaround. Mm-hmm. So stay tuned for that.
And we'd love for you guys in the chat to give us any of your questions you might have about dining at Magic Kingdom, or also your tips, your favorite places. We want to hear from you guys too.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. And
hi, Will.
Will's on, so and Mark's hanging out, and Mark has verified we are both on YouTube and Facebook. So I'm seeing a comment.
And Mark, where's the food? What do we got for food?
Oh, yeah.
Do we want to talk about the Wish now or at the end of the show?
Talk about, sorry, what?
The Wish. The Disney Wish.
Oh, yeah. Well, what do we think? We can talk about it now. I mean, that's okay,
I feel
No, it's so exciting.
Yeah. Well, and
so
maybe
you guys don't know. I guess so everybody knows what we're talking about. If you guys don't know, Disney announced the Wish today, the Disney Cruise Line new ship, the Wish. And it is fantastic and amazing. And there are 1,000 things about it that I love.
Yes. Including the very first ride on a cruise ship. They've had the aqua coasters before. They have that on the Fantasy, but this is going to be more of a experience and a ride. There'll actually be lighting and effects that you go through, which is super cool. Yes. I'm excited about that. Even though I've had a traumatic water ride experience. I'm still excited. I'm definitely going to ride it.
That story still gives me nightmares. I feel
it's awful. It's absolutely awful.
I'm excited about all of the dining. I mean, a restaurant themed around Frozen, a Marvel themed restaurant,
and dinner shows, dinner shows, which is awesome.
Yes. Even then, they're keeping Palo, but they're not doing Remy. They're doing something called the
it's
Enchanté.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be themed after Lumiere.
Lumiere, yeah.
That's gonna be exciting.
Well, and aren't they doing some upgrades to the other restaurant that are inspired by Cosmos, right? Yes. Yeah. So it'll also have some different characteristics about it for sure.
I'm so excited. I mean, a menu put together by a Michelin 3-star chef. Come on.
Yeah.
On a cruise line.
It's going to be a game changer. This ship is going to be a game changer.
I'm just take all my money, Disney.
I know.
We've already told Heather, we're book us on the
book it.
I was like, girls, I got you. So, yeah.
I don't care what the dates are. I don't care how much it costs. Get us on that ship.
Get me on the ship, and then we'll figure out the finances.
Exactly. Right.
I'm look, I don't even care what kind of room. I don't care if it's an interior room with no windows, down under the sea, I'm good with that. I just need to be on the ship.
On the ship, yes. And if it ends up being the only thing that's left is the new 2-story suite, then you know what? We'll just have to go in on it together.
Yes.
Together so we can afford it.
Hey, Carol, welcome in, Car Key.
Yes, welcome.
And then the atrium that's gonna have like the stage and the perform, like it's gonna be like live theater all around the ship.
Mhm.
That's so cool.
The slide that takes the kids from like the entrance
Yes,
to the
that's
kids
so
only
cool.
area.
Oh my
What?
God.
Wally's gonna love that. Oh my
I never see my kid on Disney Cruise Line now. Like I'm really never going to see my kid.
You see how, especially like the adult only section, like that's going to be a game changer too. 'Cause
Infinity Pool? Yes.
oh gosh, I was like game changer, and they're going to have that whole Star Wars, like what is it?
Mhm.
The Star Wars round. What is it?
Yes, I'm so excited about that.
It was like, oh my gosh, I was watching it and I was literally like squealing every single second that they were showing it. I was like, this is it. This is game changer.
And it's gonna have like one of those windows that are like vertical windows. So when you look out, you look like you see like the ships and stuff that are outer space in Star Wars.
It's gonna be.
That is gonna be so exciting. Like
I'm not sure if it'll top Oga's though. Like I don't know. Like the Cantina bar is just like hard
I
to
love
touch, but
Oga's.
this is gonna be super cool. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be different. But
Will just asked who has done a Disney cruise
Yeah.
already, and I've never done a cruise at all.
oh, this shouldn't be your first one then, because you'll never
No,
want to.
because then you're going to measure it. No,
You're
I
never
don't know.
gonna-
The thought of a cruise kind of freaks me out. I don't like being trapped on a boat out at sea.
I was totally freaked out about that, Amanda. Like I was like, I don't know. I watched Titanic too many times.
Yeah.
I don't think I can
I
do
say,
it.
straight ahead.
And I'm a germaphobe, right? So
Yeah.
like being on a cruise ship, I was like totally paranoid. Like, what if we get sick? Like,
Yeah.
am I gonna be like totally freaked out? And Disney like just sets the bar. I don't think I'll ever cruise anything else. Like I think Disney's it for me. If I'm going to get on a boat and go out into the water, I'm gonna do it on Disney. And I mean, I cannot even tell you just the level of standard and the immaculate cleaning that they did. Like we walked in one day and our stateroom host was like literally on the floor in the shower, like mid-stay, like scrubbing with a toothbrush. I mean, and
Wow.
that's what they did like every single day. So I mean, it just was like immaculate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was before COVID. Like
Yeah.
before COVID was even a thing. Like that's just their level of standards.
We'll
So,
give you on a 3-day one, Amanda. We'll do like the magic. So you're on a smaller one,
Yep.
like zip out, go, turn around, come back.
yes. And
Well, I'm
Cassie,
thinking if I move to Florida, I'm going to want to do a cruise to do something different because I'll be living at, right next to Disney and go to Disney World all the time. So we're going to have to do a cruise to get out and do something different.
Yeah.
for sure. I think you'll love it, Amanda. They're great. Heather and Jean and Claire, you guys have both done Disney cruises.
Oh yeah, we just
do.
Chris gets his canoe out and Mickey stuffed animals and pretends it's just a Disney cruise. It's a lot cheaper that way.
It's true. It is true.
But
We've
yeah,
only,
it really is exciting.
we've only done one. We haven't done one with Wally yet. So
My girls have never done that.
yeah, I'm excited to go with Wally so he can do all the kids clubs and like we can have some time by ourselves, like while he's happy and like doing all the things. So I'm excited to experience that. We were supposed to go on one and then we ended up getting stuck in Hurricane Irma and had to like extend so much that was like our vacation budget for the year. So we're like, well, I guess we're not going on a cruise. But that's okay. I would recommend being stuck in a hurricane in Disney. It's super
Well, I think my kids would love it because they still talk to this day about our DVC tour when they got to go to the kids area. That's like their favorite thing at Disney.
Yeah.
Like, they still say, "Can we go back to like that kids area and you guys can go on a tour and leave us alone?" And that's basically what the cruise is, right? They go to their kids area and we just have our adult time.
and they don't want to come back.
Like all day though. They can go they can go in and out as they choose. And it's funny because I think the first time I had an experience with the kids club like that, it wasn't on a cruise, but we were at Beaches. And Beaches is like uber like Disney Cruise Line version of all-inclusive resorts.
Mhm.
And I was like, how can people like let their kids go to the kids club? It's vacation. You're supposed to be with your family.
Yeah.
We're all judgmental, mommy, and this stuff. And but they give you like this activity sheet, and you can pick Zoëlle. You can pick and choose the activities like you want to do. So I had my son go through and
Hey, Diz goals.
Well, I
You're
haven't
not late. You're just in time.
Yeah, you're not late.
I have my son like sign up for all of these activities that he wanted, and he picked and choose. And he did like 2 or 3 things during the day for like 20 minutes at a time. Every time I went to go pick him up, he's like, "Oh, but we're getting ready to have cookies with Cookie Monster," because I think they have like the Sesame Street characters. And then I go back, okay, well, we're about to make tie-dye t-shirts. I'm like, "You don't even wear tie-dye t-shirts." He's like, "We'll come back again." And so by the time you keep coming back, it's like the whole day is gone. And like we had to like shut down for like dinner. Like so it was like, oh, it's not that the parents like are getting rid of their kids. It's like we can't get
kids want to be there. Yeah.
That's
well,
awesome.
and I think that's what I like about the Disney cruising experience too, is that like even like, so we did it before we even had Wally. So as 2 adults on it, it was this super fantastic experience because the kids are happy. Like there's not kids running all over the place and like, you know, crying and being all unhappy and whining at their parents. Like they are so happy the whole time. So
hot and miserable and
whether you're for kids or not, like the kids are very like happy. They have a purpose. They have a place to be. They want to be there. They're enjoying it. And the kids clubs, like you said, Jean-Claire, it's not this place where you like dump off your kids and they're like stuck in daycare all day. Like they would rather be there because they're going to do all these super fun activities and it's all themed, and the counselors are amazing. So
and the security, like the level of security when you're leaving your kids on the Disney Cruise Line ship. I mean, you have to sign them in, you sign them out. They have like these special magic bands, at least like for Zoëlle's age. And they have like an orientation period where you as a parent can kind of look around the kids club. But once like the muster drill is over and like the ship is like officially getting ready to sail and officially open, parents are no longer allowed, like nobody who is not a counselor is allowed to go back to where the children are, like unless it's like a dire emergency. So that just makes you feel really, really good. Like it's very, very secure. They have cots in there, so if the kids fall asleep, they can just sleep there. Like
that's awesome. I feel like I only trust Disney for like.
That's how I feel too. Like I think I would only. I mean, he never is with anybody else other than us or my parents. So like me leaving it with anybody is gonna be really hard. But I would trust Disney to do it. So yeah, I'm excited for Wally to experience it. Hopefully we'll get to go on the Dream, but we'll see.
Yep, Heather will hook us up.
Let's do it.
We'll see.
Oh, this goal's kids love cruising.
Yeah,
and Aladdin is the show.
Yeah, yes.
Oh man, okay, sign me up.
Like I was like the second I was like when I was watching it, I was like, come on, tell me what the show is. Tell me what the show is. And when she gave the hint, I was like, oh my gosh, it's Aladdin. I'm gonna cry. And I was like, that's it. I'm on it. Take all my.
All right, Chris, we're going.
Yeah,
we're going on Disney Cruise.
Well, we should.
You now.
Heather's just gonna get us all on the inaugural.
Yep.
May 27th. What is it? May? No, we start booking May 27th for June 9th. 2022.
Heather's gonna have a very busy day on May 27th.
It'll be a long day. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I have.
Well, we'll have to do we should definitely do like a whole thing on cruising.
Oh yes.
That can be like one of our future cycles of chatting.
That'd be fun.
No, because Disneyland is getting ready to open.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm excited. Heather, I almost texted you today and was like, "Hey, like, maybe you could book us a trip." I'm like, I know it's only California right now, but it's got to open up at some point, right?
I have clients that have booked rooms that are out of state on purpose in hopes that by the time their trip rolls around, that they can then add tickets. And that actually isn't a bad way to do it.
That's kind of what we were thinking of doing because flights are so cheap right now. We're like, we should just book flight and like get a hotel room and then like we have to cancel, that's fine.
Just cross your fingers and
like getting the park tickets and reservations is like the hardest part of it.
Do they just have their cast member preview? Or they're going to have it?
I think it was today, wasn't it? I don't remember.
I saw one of the vloggers we follow like posted pictures. So I don't know if it's like a media day today, maybe.
I think it was today.
Or maybe it was cast member, but they got invited by cast members, but I can't wait to get back to Disneyland. All right, but tonight we're talking food in the Magic Kingdom in Disney World. So let's talk about all the food.
I'm so excited for this.
So the first question we have is, what is your must-do dining spot in Magic Kingdom and why? So Amanda, what do you got?
Must-do dining. Does it have to be sit down or?
It doesn't have to be. Just your must-do dining spot, like a single spot, like in Magic Kingdom. And why is that your favorite?
Pecos Bills, but before COVID.
Okay.
Because then they had the salad bar or the toppings bar.
True.
And you could fill up on that. And like you could make a whole like crazy meal with all the toppings they have. And you can always find a place to sit. Mm-hmm. It's Mexican, first of all, and I love Mexican. And the prices aren't bad, especially if you get the toppings bar, because then you really get more value for your money. And the kids can get quesadillas and everybody's happy. I love Pecos Bills. I miss it. I miss the toppings bar.
Have you been there since?
No, I haven't been there since because I'm worried that it won't be the same without the toppings bar.
It's not. We went there on our last trip, and
how was it?
It was efficient, but it's definitely not the same because it's just like getting a plate of tacos from any place.
Yeah, like
I mean,
we did make a meal once out of just toppings,
but it's not the same.
Yeah. So hopefully things go back to normal when they bring that back.
Yeah. Hopefully. Heather, what do you think? What's your favorite spot in Magic Kingdom?
So, are we talking like something that I have to eat every single time we go?
Yeah, when you're doing your Magic Kingdom day, like where's the one spot you're definitely gonna eat at?
Okay, so obviously this goes back to my obsession. So I have to go to. Let me grab them. I have to go to get a citrus swirl because I love my bird. I love my bird. I have to do that every single time, but I think I have a different opinion on where I would do table service and why I have to go there. But definitely every single time citrus swirl because it's just I don't like Dole Whip. I know that's like people like hate me because I don't like it. I think it's gross. So Dole Whip is gross for me, so I'm the citrus swirl person. But I don't know if I like it because I'm obsessed with Orange Bird and that makes it taste easy to me. I don't know. I mean, I might be biased with that. But yeah, that's for sure. Like the second that we come in, after I check out the Art of Disney store to see like what's new, and then I just make that left to Adventureland, and I'm like, oh.
Does it taste like an orange like creamsicle?
Yes.
Then that sounds delicious. I still haven't had one.
Really?
Yeah, I've only had Dole Whip. I haven't had a citrus swirl yet.
They're good. And then they had that red. I really liked the red revenge when it was. I think it was raspberry or maybe it was strawberry.
It was strawberry.
It was that one was really good too. I don't like the pineapple Dole Whip. I love pineapple.
Yeah.
I do not like that Dole Whip. Look, no. Huh. But yeah,
unpopular opinion.
It's okay.
Hey, Read, Pray, Love, Disney, welcome in. I always want to say Read, Pray, Love.
Christina.
What about you, Jean Claire?
So for me, it's Casey's Corner. Like I have to get a hot dog every time I go. But pre-COVID, when you could actually walk around with food, because it was that snack that you could have, it would fill you up. But I didn't have to like sit down. We could like walk around the park with it and kind of make our way to like our next destination while we're standing in line for whatever. We can finish it. So like, yeah. And they have their hot dogs are just delicious. And I'm a big hot dog person. So
nice. I think for us, it's Skipper Canteen. Like we just like Magic Kingdom for us is not like our favorite food part.
Yeah.
But we do really like eating there. Like it's especially with allergies, it's just a great menu. I love their tastes like chicken because it is. It's like my favorite thing on the menu. But actually I like to get it off the kids menu because the adult portion's like a big like hunk of chicken and then it's got like the chili sauce on it. And I don't really actually like the chili sauce. But if you like one time they like messed up one of our meals or something, and so they brought out the kids chicken nuggets, which is the same recipe. and they like brought that out as like a appetizer while we waited, and I was like, I actually like this better. So I really like to order the tastes like chicken because it is, but off the kids menu because it's like the little nuggets. So
Hey, it's cheaper that way too.
yeah,
And then you get like a drink and a side when you get the kids meal.
yeah, it comes with like you can do a side, and then I don't know. I assume the drink is included.
Yeah, I feel like the kids meals always come with a drink,
Mm-hmm.
like apple juice or milk or something.
Yeah. But yeah, and
Hey,
they have
Jeff, this is our dream. Welcome in.
a
That's so funny. Christina says it's crazy they left Cosmic Rays, and Cosmic Rays is on my aunt list.
Yeah. That's like desperate list for me if we have no other place to go.
I do like
Cosmic Rays before we understood all of the dining, really understood the dining options available at Magic Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it's like nostalgic though. Like Cosmic
Yeah.
Rays like definitely has the nostalgia to it. But
Sunny Eclipse.
For us, it was we just always happened to be in that area of the park when people were hungry.
Yep.
Mhm.
And it was a place that was you could sit down. There's air conditioning.
They could use some like upgrade to the dining in Tomorrowland for sure. Like there could be, but the dessert parties there are really great at the Tomorrowland Terrace. If you ever do the dessert parties, like that, I would say like that's a must do. Like not every trip, but a must do at least once to do the dessert party in Magic Kingdom. I'm excited for that to come back.
So right now they are serving Columbia Harbor House's menu at Tomorrowland Terrace. So like we were like, oh yeah, we're heading over there, and then we're gonna sit on the terrace and like watch everybody walk by. It was super super relaxing.
I was wondering about that because I saw it was open, but I was like, wait, what is this food here?
It is. They took Columbia Harbor House's menu. I guess because they really can't socially distance in Columbia Harbor House. Right now.
No.
Can't, like,
Yeah,
there's
it's pretty tight in
in
there.
there.
So she enjoys the little show in there. What's the name of the
Sunny Eclipse.
Yes, Sunny Eclipse. Like
Yeah.
I think that's why people like Cosmic Rays so much, just because of Sunny. Like that's what I like about Cosmic Rays.
I've never seen the show.
It reminds you of like retro Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Totally
really
like Chuck E.
cheesy.
Cheese vibes. for
Yep.
sure.
But it is.
I feel like that's the redeeming factor of Cosmic Rays.
Mhm.
It's not the food. It's the like nostalgia and then the like the
I mean, then you
80s
get a
animatronics.
burger, you can get chicken nuggets there,
Yeah.
and
It's
tenders.
good for kids. It's a good spot for kids for sure.
Yeah.
And like their burgers aren't the worst in a pinch. And they used to have the toppings bar there too for burgers. So that was nice. Okay, so then the next question we had is, do you prefer quick service or table service on your Magic Kingdom park days, and why?
For me, on Magic Kingdom, it's definitely quick service because there's so much to do, and I don't like to waste my time sitting down at a restaurant. We tried a lot of the dining. I do have to try Skipper's Canteen though. We haven't done that yet. But we've done Be Our Guest, we've done Crystal Palace, we've done the Cinderella's Castle, and I just I like Be Our Guest because of the atmosphere, but the food wasn't worth the price to me for how much you're paying. And I've only gone for the table service. I didn't go for now they do quick service there. I'd love to try that, but I don't know. Quick service is just so much easier, more convenient, especially now with the mobile ordering. You can do it ahead of time, get it, good, go, get back on the rides. Just Magic Kingdom is definitely table service or quick service for me. Quick service.
Yeah. I get that.
What about you, Heather?
I'm the opposite. So every time we go to Magic Kingdom, now you have to remember that like on a 10-day trip to Disney, I will be back at Magic Kingdom at least 5 of those days, whether it's like a half day or at night or whatever. It's my favorite park. I'm like content just walking around and finding little things. But if it's our first day on our trip, we will start it out at Magic Kingdom and we will eat at Liberty Tree Tavern. And I'm not even a fan of Thanksgiving food. That ooey gooey toffee cake, like I have to have it. It is like it's my favorite dessert.
That sounds really good.
We do, and I am not a fan of Skipper's Canteen.
Oh,
Yeah,
A lot of people aren't. It's not a like popular choice, but I just love the theming. And for allergies, they have a really great menu.
yeah.
are the waiters really fun? What's that?
The waiter, it depends. Sometimes we've had waiters that are super into it, sometimes not so much. But when you get a waiter that's really into it, it's really, really fun.
That's what I love. I love when the waiters are like, they have like a shtick, like at Wilderness Lodge. What's it called?
Whispering Canyon.
Yes. I love the shtick comedy with the waiters.
That is where we will go. Well, whenever Ohana was open, on our Magic Kingdom Day, we will leave the park and do one at one of the resorts. So we would do like 1900 Park there or Ohana, or we would go over to Whispering Canyon and then come back to the park.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of options in Magic Kingdom. And
No.
you think for it being the quote unquote most popular park and the most iconic park,
Yeah.
they would come up with something better, but they have yet to do it.
Yeah.
The dining's not the best. For sure, it's not our favorite food park.
Yeah, I definitely prefer resort restaurants in the Magic Kingdom area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about you,
Claire?
So I'm table service, but only if I can get pre-park opening breakfast reservations
Okay.
or very close to closing dinner reservations.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that we can get into the park well ahead of the crowd.
Yep.
And we can leave the park when it's a little bit more quiet.
That's smart.
Yeah.
But during the day, we're not big table service people, just because it just eats up so much time to go and have a sit down meal in the middle of the day. Unless it's like really, really hot and we're staying off a property, then we try to do like a midday lunch where we can just kind of sit down, get some air conditioning, take a load off, take a break, relax, not have to deal with kind of like the in and out of the hustle and bustle of the quick services, and just kind of like relax like that. But if we're staying on property, a table service in Magic Kingdom, unless it's for breakfast, pre-park opening, or dinner close to closing.
Yeah.
Read, Pray, Disney, I think agrees with you there. On a really hot day, they'll go to the plaza. That's smart.
We have not done the plaza yet, and that's
We haven't either.
I'd like to do, but it's like never high on my list. It's never high enough on my list, but it's like one I have not done yet in Magic Kingdom.
You didn't even add it to your dining list?
I just sent Heather all of our like dining stuff. I'm like, here's all the things. I'm like, sorry, it's a lot. Yeah, and Disco's brought up a good point too, that like the best bet is walking over to Contemporary, dining California Grill, or like Grand Floridian for Nicosi's. And we definitely, that's a question we'll talk about here in a bit too, is like inside the park versus outside the park. I think for us in Magic Kingdom, I mean, I don't know. It's like Magic Kingdom's not the park we eat in, so it's like really hard for me to think of even like what our philosophy is, because I feel like we try and plan our days to like not eat in the Magic Kingdom more than anything. But I think we are a fan of doing at least one table service a day, just because you do get hot and tired, and it's nice to just have an opportunity to like sit down in the air conditioning. Like in July, we're gonna do, hopefully, assuming Heather can get it for us, we're going to do lunch at Skipper Canteen, just because it's July and it's going to be like walking on the surface of the sun. So we're going to want to take like a sit down break in the middle of the day. And with COVID and having to wear masks and all the things, like, I think we're going to want to like do a table service. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess we're probably more table service for Magic Kingdom than food service, just because it's easier with allergies. And I, like you said, Jean Claire, like we'll try and do like a breakfast first thing or like a late dinner, maximize your park time. I mean, especially now with there not being fireworks, kind of a good way to go to try and do those late dining. Otherwise, sometimes late dining can be hard unless it's like very late after fireworks. But yeah, I think we're probably more table service. And I think we've done all. Well, we haven't done Liberty Tree. That's another one we're gonna do in July, because we've never.
You don't even need the food. You just need the dessert.
We've never done it, so I'm excited to try it. And it's, I feel like it's a good one for the 4th of July, because it's like,
oh yeah,
American, right? Like it works. Okay, so are there any secret snacks or menu items you like to get in Magic Kingdom? So things that maybe are lesser known or are on a secret menu.
Hey, Zoëlle.
Okay, thanks for the time. There you go. Okay, bye.
I feel like I don't know any secret stuff. I always get the cheeseburger egg rolls. Like we just got them our last trip, and we've been making our own cheeseburger egg rolls at home with the air fryer and like ground turkey, trying to make it a little healthier.
Yeah.
And we like love them. We're like, these are better than at the park. But then we went to the park and had them. And we're like, oh no, wait, no, they're better at the park. And now we always have to get them because they're so and they're just like the perfect snack when you're just like hungry and you're walking around and you're in Adventureland. And I don't feel like that's like a secret. I feel like everybody knows about the egg rolls.
Yeah.
I feel
But also if you get a dole whip
now because the line is so long.
yes. Yeah. And then when they like run out, they're gone. So you have to get in line and get them before they run out.
I've never had one.
Oh, you need to have
it. So then make it home.
You can get one of each the next time you're there. They'll let you do like one of like the pizza ones and one of the cheeseburger ones.
Yeah, the cheeseburger ones are a little better than the pizza. But pizza ones are good too, but
Now I
cheeseburger.
want that for dinner. Sounds really good.
What about you, Heather? I bet you know a
Now they're
secret.
not there every day anymore. Like it's not there. It's only there on certain days. So you have to be in Magic Kingdom on the day that the spring roll cart is there. And you don't know what day that's going to be.
Yeah. It makes them so much more special.
There's like,
and serious.
there's like not a schedule.
Yeah. I'm not more so secret items. I'm more so whatever the theme snacks are that are going to be out like that specific week specifically that like blows up on social media or anything. I'm the one that's like stalking the little secret snack places to find out what they have that I can try that I've never had before. Like when we were just at Hollywood Studios, like the little paint can one that I was like, oh, I have to try it just because.
Oh, I tried that.
The cute little paint can, you know, and how like at Storybook Treats, they always have like the Dole Whip that like one time it was Tinkerbell, then it was like Maleficent. They're always changing that one around.
Yeah. The Rapunzel one, right? With the purple. Yep.
And then at that snack cart that's right past Liberty Tree, that's usually where they have like the Haunted Mansion themed like snacks that come out here and there. That's more so my thing, not so much secret items. It's more so like I want the themed snack that is out for that week.
Yeah. I like when you go around the holidays too. Like the Halloween and the Christmas ones are my favorite. Yeah.
They do such a nice job on those.
What about you, Jean Claire? Any like secret snacks?
I didn't even know there was a secret snack thing. Magic Kingdom.
Sometimes they have like secret menu items, but I don't know if we've ever like really ordered any of those.
We've done that at All Stars.
Yeah.
All-Star Movies had it.
Yeah.
They make you look through the viewfinder. You get to see the menu, and it's like really top secret. Like we were asking about it, and the guy's like, "Shh, keep it quiet." And the kids loved it.
That's cool. Yeah, I don't know if they have anything like that in Magic Kingdom. If anybody knows anything, like put it in the chat. But I don't know if they have any like top secret things or things that you can order that aren't on the menu. I mean,
like 33 that I just want to like scan my band and just get in there.
Do you try every time?
Every single time. I just stand there hoping that someone's gonna let me in.
Or maybe like accidentally your band's just coded wrong that day and you accidentally have access.
Like I'm supposed to be in there.
My band's not working. I don't know why.
Yeah.
For us, like the LeFou's brew is kind of our like favorite little snack in the park. And I feel like it's like it was really well known when they first came out, but I feel like a lot of people haven't tried it or are like leery of trying it.
Yeah, it weirds me out. I don't know. Is it like frozen apple juice?
Yeah, it's like frozen apple juice, and then it has like a marshmallow. Oh my gosh, what is it? It's like marshmallow, like papaya or something. It's like a fruity marshmallow whip on top, but it's so really, really good. It sounds super weird, but that is like our favorite thing. And especially like since it's kind of like the middle of the park, it's always like, you know, we would go around one way or the other, and then kind of like that's our midday treat. And Wally loves them too. Like it's just the best way to cool down. They're like, I don't know, they're sweet, but they just are like such a perfect like middle of the day, like cool down, relax treat.
Do you get the cinnamon rolls too?
If we could, we would, but that's like all
that's
gluten.
gluten,
So, yeah, that's a no
Yeah.
for us, but
Mhm.
I'd love to get one. I wouldn't make it out of the park, so I'd have to like bring me out of the park.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lavu's brew. Like I feel like a lot of people are always like, I've never had that before.
Yeah,
Maybe
I've never had it, but I'm allergic to marshmallows, so
that would be a no for you. Yeah. Actually, what's really cool about them is that Mark can 100% have them because he normally can't have marshmallows either because of the corn syrup.
Uh-huh.
But there's no corn syrup in them. And I
Oh.
think that's why we love them so much because they like literally are a treat that we can all have. Like there's no allergy concerns. So that's
I
like
guess you can get it without the marshmallow on
yeah,
top.
you can do it without the topping on it.
Maybe I'll try it. I'll
Yeah.
have the Guppy pen just in case someone accidentally touched it.
We like them. All right. What was that other question? Okay. So this says inside or outside. Do you stick to dining in the parks or do you like to plan a meal at one of the Magic Kingdom resorts? And do you have any tips or tricks or favorite spots for Magic Kingdom resort dining? It's kind of a long question.
We definitely prefer resort dining to Magic Kingdom, like table service. We've done a lot of the resorts. Our favorite is definitely Ohana. I miss it so much. But we did do the contemporary. We did the wave at the Contemporary on our last trip. And my tip is to make a morning resort breakfast, resort dining at the Contemporary, so you can park there, eat your breakfast, and then walk over to Magic Kingdom and not have to worry about TTC. Or then you go through a little private security, and it's a lot quicker and easier. And at the end of the night, you just walk to your car. It's so much easier.
They don't have time limits on parking at the resort.
We've never had an issue with it.
Yeah, I mean,
we've done it a bunch of times.
Sometimes if you go there on like the 4th of July or like Christmas Day, I've seen where they like.
I could see that happening, but we don't go on the holidays, so.
Normally it's not an issue.
Yeah,
that's a good tip though. That's like a super pro tip is to make a reservation at Contemporary to be able to park there.
I will do anything in my power not to park at the TTC. Anything.
Yeah.
It's the biggest
I had
headache.
to park there on this last trip.
Ugh.
And I realized like it's been so long since I've had to do that
you forgot like how awful it is.
I was like, this is the worst.
Yeah. Like a full day
commitment. The parking lot is far. Then you have to walk to the ferry or the monorail. And then you have to take a ferry or a monorail. I was just like, oh my gosh. Like
Magic Kingdom's the worst park to park. Like
I forgot all about the I'm like I do Disney vlogs and I talk about parking at the Contemporary, and it didn't dawn on me to make a breakfast reservation and park at the Contemporary. And I was just like, and it would have been better because this was the trip where I hurt my foot or my leg and was on a cane and hobbling around, and I was just like, oh, this is the worst.
we spend like $100 on breakfast, or you could spend $25 parking. So they're getting more money from us either way. You know what I mean? If we eat breakfast and park, then
it's free parking for pass holders, but still, it's a process. Like going from the TTC to get it's just a process.
Yeah, and then before COVID, you felt like cattle getting herded onto the ferry and oh, I hate it.
Yeah.
What about you?
You, Heather? What's your resort dining?
So I'm definitely out of the park. I'm doing one of the resorts. We love Ohana. Ohana is our favorite. But we'll do one morning we'll do a Chef Mickey breakfast. And that will be our sit down, and then we'll have quick service because that breakfast will fill you up so much. And if not, we will do Ohana, but we will do Ohana right at 3:45. So that we are the first family that gets in there, and none of our reservations are delayed, and we're in, we're out, and we're back at the park.
That's a good tip.
Yeah. So we are never, and we're like that with all of our meals. We're never the 5:30, 6 o'clock out. We're always as soon as it turns over from lunch to dinner, give me that first reservation because I don't want it to be delayed, because it does happen because you're sitting there. I mean, we just did it this past weekend, with the agent trip. I mean, we were just sitting there BSing, and I'm sure we're holding someone else up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how we always do it. So Ohana for sure, and then we'll do a breakfast at Chef Mickey's.
We've not done Chef Mickey's yet. I'm actually
We
like,
haven't either.
I just pulled up my email. I'm like, I need to email Heather when we're dead, and I'm going to ask her.
All these changes.
Guess what?
Now we're adding Plaza and Chef.
I should have emailed you after our stream because now I'm like, man, now I have all these like other ideas and things. So just
And I will say, now I love Chef Mickey's like prior to COVID, and
Yeah.
even after COVID, the family style, like I still love it.
okay.
I love it. And I think that they did like a stellar job of the whole family style, even for breakfast. We've done it like 2 or 3 times, like since it's been that way.
I actually prefer that.
Pulled up. I
I do too.
I actually prefer that to the old buffet styles. Like, yeah, the old buffet styles, you could get up and go get your own food, but knowing that the only people that have breathed on my food were the people who cooked it and the people who brought it out versus the hundreds of other people. I mean, they keep the Disney buffets are probably the best buffets you can go to, but they're still buffets.
Yeah.
You know, there are still people letting their little snotty nosed kids like go to buffets by themselves. And
Yep.
you just don't know what you don't know. So I definitely prefer like the family style. Plus, it's like the food is always like hot because sometimes on buffets you don't know how long the food's been sitting there. Sometimes it's cold, and then you have to call somebody to tell them to go and change it out because that's me. That's what I do. Like I will stand and be like, "These are cold, so please bring out a fresh pan."
Yep. Wow, Discos has all the pro tips going on here.
Okay, let's see. She says, oh my gosh, she's got so much. So if you're not rope dropping, pay for preferred parking. Is a
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And before COVID, when parking at TTC, walk through the parking lot to the Poly. That is a good tip because you can get to the Poly like so fast from the TTC. Like,
yeah,
that's actually what we do when we stay there most of the time. Is like when we're coming back from Epcot, we just get off and then walk to the Poly versus like staying on the monorail.
Now the monorail's not going to the Poly, so
right now
you can walk.
Yeah.
Now you can walk all the way.
Yeah, and then you can do the security there and monorail over. So yeah, that's a good tip. So just head over the Poly from TTC before when it comes back. It will come back.
And what time does Chef Mickey's do the breakfast lunch crossover? So Reed Pray Disney asked 11ish.
That is another good tip though. Like if you back when they were doing buffets, I don't know how it is now for the family style, but if you got a buffet reservation right around probably like a half an hour before breakfast was over, then you were there for the turnover. So you got to have some Mickey waffles for breakfast and then whatever they were serving for lunch.
Yeah.
Something else was like the best place to do that in.
So it starts at 11 and we are known to do it. And this one kills me that it's not back, which has nothing to do with Magic Kingdom. Tusker House is
I just said that Tusker House is the best place to do it in.
Tusker House is fantastic. Yeah.
It's the best breakfast. And then when you turn it over and you get those hot shrimp or whatever, it's so good. Like that restaurant, that is the one thing.
You're not late, you're just in time.
They are saying that it's supposedly it's going to come back in May. So I'm curious how that's going to work because that breakfast also has Krispy Kreme donut holes.
Ooh.
Out there that like melt in your mouth. And I'm always, and all I keep saying is like, what if they don't bring those family style? Like that was like the one thing that you're just.
That's the one place where I would be like, it's okay to bring back the buffet because I mean I feel like the other places where the buffet it was the same kind of food. It was, waffles, bacon, eggs, some oatmeal. So like all the other breakfast buffets, I feel like it was like the same kind of food. But the Tusker House buffet. I did a video on the Tusker House buffet, and it was like 10 minutes long, just recording the food. Like it was so much food, and like they had like everything. Like it wasn't just like your standard breakfast food, like everything. Salmon. They had sliced ham. Who has a carved ham stationed in the morning for breakfast?
That's how I feel about Boma. Boma's the same way. Their breakfast is like really unique too.
Oh, so is Cape May Cafe. They have smoked salmon and all kinds of fun things too.
Cape May is the best for dinner.
So good.
That's like, if you're on the dining plan, definitely do dinner at Cape May. Like, that's
Disney has
That's a good question.
yeah.
Tips and tricks for keeping the little ones happy while staying seated. Try to get one, like for me, I would say try to get a table that's one of those kind of like booth style tables where you have to put them in the middle.
Ooh.
You put the little ones in the middle, because if they can't get up,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a barrier. So like at Garden Grill, where they have like the little round tables, or Topolino's, where they kind of have like the little semicircle tables. If you put them in the center, they can't go anywhere. And you just have to practice.
Yeah.
There's class
This
members.
is a good tip to busy bag. I was going to say.
It's hard because I mean, we went to like even when we went to Universal, Zoëlle had just gotten, you know, the Despicable Me characters, the little girls.
Mm-hmm.
We had just done the ride and come to the gift shop, and she had just gotten like all 3 of the little dolls. And as we were walking out, right across the street, there's all 3 of the girls, and she's like got her dolls in hand, and it was like, come back, everything in her, like to not have to like, you know, so because she wanted to rush them, like she wanted to show them her dolls, and you know, it's hard.
Yeah.
But Disney does a good way, because right now they kind of walk through they walk through slow enough for you to get pictures and to see them, but they don't pass close enough that I feel like it makes the kids like really, really want to jump out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're kind of far enough away that it's more like, oh, I see Mickey, versus if Mickey were to come up to the table, you know, and be like within arm's reach away, you're gonna want to like jump up.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a good tip to do like a busy bag. We always bring like things in our backpack for Wally to like keep him busy at the table, and like silly putty and Play-Doh and that kind of stuff. And I just get like the little ones, and then like we just throw it away because it gets so gross from like playing on the table and like getting food in it and all the things. But just things like that are good too, just to kind of keep them occupied and like present at the table. So yeah, I think like things like that could be a good thing to help with.
And I say, hey, we're on vacation. Give them your phone.
Yeah, I mean,
Amanda,
You give them the phone. I mean, let's
all day, every day. If I want to enjoy a meal that I'm paying a crap ton of money for, this is the way.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of
judgment for it. Not one person.
There's so much judgment for it, but like honestly, let's just be honest. If our parents had that option when we were little, they would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, they're in a busy bag in a world that keeps my child occupied. Like it just doesn't.
Nothing competes with the phone.
Yeah. Like I mean, she knows how to like type in the password. Like, you know, she knows when there's no Wi-Fi.
Wow. That's good though. It's good. This is the way the world's going. They need to know how to do that stuff.
Yeah. For sure. Like tablets, phones, things like that are great.
I mean, they've been walking around all day. They probably deserve a little break. They've done their part.
I mean, sometimes you just have to decide, what do you want to do? Do you want to eat or do you want to fight?
Right.
And sometimes I want to eat and I want to enjoy my meal. Yeah. And I already know, like, if like we went to California Grill at the Contemporary for dinner. It was a late reservation. I intentionally made it late because I was hoping she would fall asleep in her stroller and I could enjoy my meal. I fed her before we left. So, you know, any food she got at the restaurant was just filler food for her to play around with. And that's exactly what ended up happening. She ate a little bit and she got in her stroller, pulled her little cover down, pulled her legs up, put her blanket on, got her tablet, and we were able to enjoy the rest of our meal.
Yeah. Hey, Kaylee, welcome in.
I forgot what the question was.
We
dining in the park or at the resorts.
Jonica, did you answer resort?
Yeah.
So for me, it's park for breakfast, resorts for dinner. Like, I mean, I love to get a pre-park dinner, but a pre-closing dinner reservation in the park, but it's not like a top priority. Like, I wouldn't choose that over getting like an Ohana reservation for dinner. Especially like if you can get, because I don't have to be in the park for the fireworks because I don't do really well in crowds. I know that sounds crazy, but there's a big difference for me when the crowds are like constantly moving versus when they're stationary. And when I'm in like a crowded space with a lot of people and it's stationary, like my anxiety levels like hit up to here. I would love to be able to like watch a Magic Kingdom fireworks show, but not in
do the dessert. You gotta do the dessert party. That's like the best way to do it. And like pay for the one where you get to sit underneath the Tomorrowland Terrace. It's fantastic. Yeah. Totally worth it.
I don't know what this Obama dinner is.
Obama I think it was like one where you could watch the party from like a boat on the lake.
Yeah, they have the like fireworks cruises too.
Yeah. I want to do that.
And like California Grill or
California Grill is a great option. California Grill is a great option. And even just from like the beach at Poly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We've done 1900 Park Fair for dinner and watched it from the Grand Floridian. We've done Ohana and watched it from the beach at Poly. You know, and if like the room that we had the last time we stayed at Poly. I was like, oh my gosh, how could this room be any more perfect except there are no fireworks?
Right.
To like be able to see the castle like so clearly from your room, even over the bungalows that are right in front of you, taunting you because you can't stay there. And not have like a show at night. It was like, oh. So you like watch like the castle change color and you're like, woo. Like, there's the show.
What about you, Irene?
I don't know. I mean, we definitely love a lot of the resort dining for sure.
Yeah.
We actually prefer Kona Cafe for breakfast over Ohana.
Oh yeah.
But Ohana dinner. We haven't actually eaten lunch or dinner at Kona. We always like say we're going to, and then we're like, yeah, but there's like better options. So someday we'll eat at Kona.
It's really good.
Their breakfast is fantastic. So yeah, I would much prefer to do like either breakfast or dinner at the resorts, I think, over inside Magic Kingdom. And like Poly's our home resort, so that tends to be like we'll eat there before we go to the park or eat there when we get back from the park. And like the quick service there's so fantastic. Contemporary, the Wave is great. Like their breakfast there, like before COVID too, when it was a buffet, was so good. So, but their sweet potato pancakes are fantastic.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, I don't know. I think we probably prefer more the resort dining than inside Magic Kingdom.
I think that's a lot of people.
Yeah, I think we all agree on that one.
We have options.
It's
nice to themselves.
Yeah. We'd like to like go out to like, I mean, when Trader Sam's was open too, that was a great option, but like it's a great way to take a break from the parks when it's just hot and it's crowded and you just need to get out, like hop on the monorail, go eat somewhere and then come back in, and it kind of gives you this like break in the day. So even if you're not staying at one of those resorts, it's a nice way to just like take a little break in the middle of the day. So
yeah.
Bye, Read Free Disney. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for hosting.
You guys give us tips too.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I love about these shows is like it's so fun because we learn so much. Like I'm already like thinking of all of our dining stuff for
and making changes.
And Christina mentioned before she left that they could see the fireworks from their room at Shades of Green. So if you're not familiar with it, Shades of Green is where is it exclusively military?
It is. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, did we talk about Liberty Tree, or is that something?
I love
a little bit, yeah. And
the toffee cake.
Toffee cake, definitely like best dessert. Their food, if you like Thanksgiving, that's like pretty much what it is. There's what is it called? Declaration salad, I think. It's amazing. It's got like this honey vinegar dressing. It's so good. They have like garlic green beans that are really good. I don't like turkey, but they do have like pork and some kind of meat that has like a gravy on it. But I go for the dessert. I mean, we go every single time. So, I mean, we love it.
I'm excited to try it.
Me too.
I saw like somebody that went there with gluten allergies, and they had like really awesome, like you can have almost everything with a gluten allergy, and they even brought out like a gluten-free mac and cheese. So that's what I'm excited about, like to try it with an allergy, because we've always avoided it because of our allergies. Because we've got gluten, peanut, corn, bananas, we got all the things. things. So it's like so hard when we go somewhere, but I'm excited to see how it accommodates. So
Thanks, Kaylee. Our ears. She likes our ears.
Oh my gosh, it's yawning. It's like past my bedtime.
What kind of ears do you have, Vajana Claire?
So these are my April year of the ear.
that's what mine are too. My April year.
Oh, they're so pretty. Butterflies?
Yep, they're butterflies. And
I
they
think
were
was flower and
handmade
garden.
for
Oh,
me. So
I
I'm
love
the
them.
only person in the world with these ears.
Wow.
I like it that way.
So special.
Because I don't think Kelly has an Etsy shop. So I don't think these are like on sale for an Etsy shop. These are just for me.
So we had one bonus question. What is your number one tip for planning dining in the Magic Kingdom? Are there any do's or don'ts to consider? So your number one like tip for Magic Kingdom dining.
I feel like I
Mine
gave you my
one
tip.
is always, if you can snag a pre-park opening breakfast, get it. Like, if you can get a 7 a.m. breakfast reservation, especially at Be Our Guest,
Yes.
you will ride Mine Train first.
Mhm.
Have you done that, Jeanne Claire, with COVID? Like, because I know
I
they
have
can let people.
I have not done that with COVID. I have not done that. For our last couple of trips, we have not done any kind of pre-park reservation, pre-park opening reservations.
Right.
My family's just not about that life right now.
We're not really risers.
They're not rope dropping. We did do that. We did that for the last trip we did before COVID, where we had a pre-park opening dining reservation to get in, but it wasn't necessary because it turned out that was the day that they had extra magic hours, and it wasn't at Magic Kingdom; it was actually at Animal Kingdom. Like, I was like, yes, we got a 7:15 house reservation, and then they were like, everybody who like staying at the resort can get in at 7 o'clock. So I was like, what a waste.
Yeah.
I feel like my tip is definitely like if you hate parking at the TTC and it's not a holiday, then get a breakfast reservation at the Contemporary and park there and walk over. Or now you can do one at Grand Floridian because you can walk from there now, or Polynesian because you can walk from there for sure. Makes life so much easier.
That's a really long walk, though.
I know. I haven't done it yet, but
it's a really long walk.
I feel like I'd still rather do that than TTC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would rather walk back to the Polynesian than walk to. Because I feel like that's like a lot of energy to spend first thing in the morning.
Or you can take the boat, the friendship boat.
Yeah, you can take the boats from the Poly.
Yeah.
Or the monorail when it finally opens.
It will open whenever that fabulous Moana rooms are. Oh,
can't wait.
Reservation.
That was something I was going to share before. If you want like a free fireworks cruise when they come back, is go to, you could do Wilderness or you could do the Grand and then just time it to get on the boat. Like
we have done that a few times.
That's like a free fireworks cruise.
And the driver always stops in the middle of the lake and like lets us watch them.
Yeah.
Yeah. At Fort Wilderness.
Yeah.
We stayed.
Mark brought up a good point. He said number one tip is if you want to sit down, make sure you book it. Rarely do same day sit down reservations exist in the park.
So that was going to be my tip. And especially right now, it used to be 180 days. Now it's 60 days. Like, you have to book, you have to have a plan. I know that it's great now that you like don't have to have your fast pass plans and it's kind of like old school Disney. But like in terms of eating, I cannot tell you how many times I have seen parents act like 5-year-old children and like scream at the cast members because there's no reservations. And that's like so important because you won't get in if you don't have them.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have the reservations ahead of time.
I will say, unless, because I have found that, I mean, this wouldn't be like my plan. This is for the people who don't get the reservation. This is a tip for the people who don't get the reservation, who still want to get it. Like, don't use this as I'm just going to wait until the last minute to get my reservation because it means work. But like, I set up mouse dining alerts and you can do like 6 free alerts and then you can pay like $9 a month to have like unlimited alerts. So like normally I just do the 6 free alerts, but like about a month before a trip or 2 months before the trip, I pay for the multiple, like to have the unlimited options. And then I'm just putting in every single restaurant that I want. Now, the thing is, you got to be quick because there's a lag, there's a delay. By the time, you're getting this alert the same time 20 other people are getting it, and that reservation may be gone. However, we were able to, like, we wanted a reservation for Topolino's. There were 6 of us on this last trip. There was only one time that the alert actually worked out for us, but we had gotten a reservation at Topolino's for 6 people through the mouse dining alert. Like, I was able to snag it, but then we never used it. We didn't use it because it was also the day that we had early entry to Universal to ride Hagrid's. So it was like, ooh, Topolino's or Hagrid's? I never rode Hagrid, but I just ate at Topolino's in February. So for me, it was easy. For the other people in my party who had done neither, it was a little bit more of a struggle for them. But then even after that, when we kind of split up and then it was just down to like my family of 4, I was getting like, if you like are like really flexible, people start canceling like the day before. So like the day before, the morning of, you start getting like a ton of cancellations. So, but I say that as a tip for like, if you don't get it 60 days out, I wouldn't bet on that.
And a lot of people do wait until like, because you can cancel up to 24 hours in advance and not get charged that $10 fee, $10 per person fee. So people will cancel it because, sometimes you don't know. Maybe they're just like, oh no, I'm exhausted. I don't want to go into the park until late tomorrow. Let's cancel the reservation. So in the case of that, yes, that works. But yeah, like Ajana Claire said, don't depend on it, but it is a good backup. It definitely is. Mouse dining is good for that.
Well, and I think that's like a good tip just to book dining and then know that like if you didn't get your top choice, like you could always use that as a backup to change, but at least you're going to have dining booked so that when it's hot and you're tired and you're hangry and your kids need a break, like you have a spot you can go to and all the foods, everything. I mean, there's not a bad place to eat on Disney property. I mean, there's definitely ones that are more preferred or ones that you're going to maybe have a better menu offering, but just having something's better than having nothing. And then, pound the app and watch. We've definitely made last minute changes where we're like, this wasn't like maybe what we wanted to do, or I recently found out about this place and it sounds really cool. And then we'll just make a change when we get closer to our trip. So don't be afraid to do that for sure.
Yeah. Like, don't feel like, oh, well, we have this dining reservation, so we have to go. Like, no, you don't. Like, but I will say this, if you're within that 24-hour cancellation window and you don't want to pay the fee and you're not necessarily going to get, because right now you have to actually call to cancel if you're within a certain window. So if you don't call to cancel, you're definitely going to probably see that fee show up on your credit card. Change your dining reservation to a later date.
And then cancel it.
Because you're outside of the 24-hour window and then you can cancel. But I wouldn't cancel like right away. And I would use that sparingly because you don't want to get like flagged as like a person.
We've done it so many times.
Yeah, we've definitely done that too.
I haven't done it a lot, but
we've done it a lot.
We're notorious.
Like one more day to cancel.
We're notorious for booking breakfasts and then being like, I don't want to get up tomorrow and go to breakfast at 8. And so I'll get on at like midnight when we're crawling into bed or like 1 or 2 in the morning. And I'm like, let me just see if I can bump that breakfast back. So that's definitely like something we've done.
But the other caveat is, like, we had a Topolino's reservation. We finally got it. And then we decided that last day that we didn't want to do Topolino's. We wanted to go to the park. So we decided to go to, did we go to Magic? No, we went back to Universal because we didn't have any more Disney park tickets. So we have Universal passes. So the kids wanted to go to the park. They didn't want to go sit down for breakfast. It was the day that we were leaving. And I was trying to change it so that I could do the cancellation thing. Don't you know there were no reservations available? Like for that whole, like it took me like an hour of trying to find a reservation for like 60 days out. Like it was crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, my plan may not work. Like I've never seen it like not work. but with the window being so limited for when you can book, you can only look
Yeah.
so far into the future. And it was like literally sold out the whole time.
Did you call?
No, I kept playing with the app,
Oh,
and I
okay.
found like a reservation that was like, a month later for like some random time. And I was like, whew. So I was able to change it. But because the other thing about calling right now is the hold times. The whole times. Like, I just don't have the energy. Like, I'm not a phone person to start with. I don't have the energy.
Me neither.
But usually, like, I will say, we've had to cancel things before, and I really don't think they charge you unless you literally don't call and cancel. Like, I think if you call and cancel, you're probably not going to get charged. I've never, but that's never been my experience. I think that charge is there as like an auto feature in the app that if you don't show up, it'll charge. But if you call and cancel, even if it is like 2 hours before, or go to the restaurant, like, probably you're not going to get charged.
So we went to Tiffin's before our trip in February. We had Tiffin's for dinner reservations at like 4:45, and Zoëlle decided she wanted to go to Toy Story Land. And so that was like a whole nother park. I was like, oh, okay, so we can't have dinner and make it back to Hollywood Studios to go to Toy Story Land. So we walked up to Tiffin's and we were like, look, we have a reservation, but we'll keep it if we're going to pay a fee. Because I'm like, I'll at least buy a drink. Like, I'm not going to give you like my $10 per person. Like, it's not happening. And the guy was like, you can cancel. It's fine. We're not going to charge you a fee. And I was like, okay, bye.
Peace out.
Hey, Candy, welcome in, Cynthia.
So,
rushing to Disney now. Like, how many people in the party are they accommodating for reservations now during social distance? 12.
Oh, that's good. That's a lot.
It's very hard to get. I'm going to get it with Irene whenever I book her dining reservations, because I'm like booking our family for breakfast the same time she is. But even if we get stuck at the same table, I'm like, perfect time. It's 12. It's limited. It's not as available as like it used to be in the past. It's been 12. I think the most I've ever done was like 22. Right now it's like 12.
Yeah.
Hey, Danielle, welcome in.
You'll be fine with 9 rushing to Disney. It'll be in the drop down for you.
And then she had another question, I thought,
about the car.
When you make the early reservation at those close resorts, can you leave your car parked there all day?
We have never had an issue, and we've done this so many times. We've never had an issue, but like Irene was saying, probably not during like holidays, like July 4th or Christmas. But I really think they expect you to. Like, what are you going to do? Like, leave and then come back? I mean, you're paying so much for breakfast.
So
I've never had an issue.
It's not an issue right now, but I foresee it to be an issue in the future, because some people are abusing it. And going to resorts and using amenities, and Disney is now akin to that. And they are starting to make changes with that. And it's just primarily like for COVID, so that they know like where everybody is and that there's not too many people. I think right now you're not going to have a problem, but they are strapping down on it.
Yeah. I saw somewhere, I don't remember where I read it. I think it's like one of the like gluten-free food groups I'm in or something, but somebody like had ordered food from quick service at the Contemporary, like had a order in and went to drove there and went into park, and they refused. They would not let them park there for quick service, like only if you have a table service reservation. So they literally like had to abandon their order. Like they'd already ordered it and said they were like there and they couldn't even like pick it up. So I think that they're pretty strict about like you have to have a dining reservation. Like, don't think you're going to be able to go park at the Poly just by, saying like, oh, I have a dining reservation. Like, you have to have a reservation.
Oh yeah, they scan your magic band. Yeah.
That's like, I didn't know, like, even at Be Our Guest, like, you have to have a dining reservation to get past like the front line. Like, to get past the front line, to walk down the road to get to the door of the restaurant. Because I was like, we were doing a Magic Kingdom scavenger hunt, and I just wanted to like go and like take a picture of like the stained glass window. And she was like, oh, you have to have a dining reservation to go there. And I was like, but it's right there. And she was like, but you have a dining reservation. And I was like, look, I can't argue with you. Like, you're just trying to do your job. But I was really like annoyed because I didn't realize like you can't even like go to the door and like look in if you don't have a dining reservation and be our guest. So you're not even going to get like a close-up view of what it looks like.
The people that are taking advantage of it know where there's weak spots.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm pretty sure. But you know, I'm like that person. Like, I'm with my family. I'm with my kids. I'm not going to like argue you down to like do something that I don't really
know is
Usually they'll just like walk you in though, Jean Claire, and be like, "Okay, here, take the picture." Like, and I'll just walk you back out.
Yeah, I don't know. This girl was relentless. She was like, "You have to."
Not happening. Not happening.
I'm reviewing you on the Mama Mouse Club.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah, right. Like, do you know what's your name? It's like, you know, but it's like one of those things where they're gonna be like, "Well, what you gonna do? Tell my boss I did my job? Like, what do you want?"
Well, those are all the questions we have for Magic Kingdom. I can't remember what park we were doing next. What's our order? Jean Claire,
I don't remember.
I think I don't know if we established a park order.
No. Well, you're next to host, right? Are we going to go in the same order?
Yeah, I'm next to host.
And you were going to do...
am I doing Animal Kingdom?
I think you were doing Animal Kingdom.
Studios. Am I doing Animal Kingdom or Studios? It was one of the two.
Which one?
Definitely Amanda was doing Epcot.
Epcot.
And Heather was not doing Epcot. That's what I say. I know Heather's not doing Epcot. That's the only thing I know.
Well, do you have a preference, Heather, for?
Oh no, I don't care. Whatever you want.
I'll do Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
So we'll do Animal Kingdom next.
Yes, and we've settled on like it'll be every 2 weeks. So I think we kind of talked about it being like the first and third Thursday, and we just decided like, nope, we're just gonna do every other week. So
then we can keep track of it better.
Yes.
Well, that and it feels like, but when you have like, if we didn't do one this week, then it wouldn't be until next week, and it just felt like we missed you guys. Like we felt so far. Like,
this is like our girls or like lady time, like our mama time.
Yeah. All right, so 2 weeks over on the Jean Claire's channel, and we'll be doing Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom, and we're announcing our giveaway.
Yes.
And if we hear any more about the Disney Wish, we'll definitely do an update there.
Yes. And until then, my job is to get all of us on it.
Yes.
I'm on top of it, ladies. I'm on top.
No pressure, Heather. But
no pressure.
If you don't make it happen, we're kicking you out of the club. No.
Yeah, no pressure.
The only reason I was brought on.
If you guys don't know, Heather is like your Disney travel agent.
You go to if you're planning, use a travel agent, and I didn't even share a tip for dining in the Magic Kingdom, and like I'm gonna go ahead and say that use a travel agent because Heather will book your dining for you at no cost, which is
Unless you're Irene and you're telling me now that because of this conversation you are changing your list.
I'm adding one thing. I'm just adding in Chef Mickey's. That's all I'm doing. Just Chef Mickey's.
So, yes.
Well, thanks to everyone that came on tonight.
Yeah,
Haley, Russia Disney.
Yeah. Thank
Danielle
you.
came in.
Hopefully this was like a helpful conversation. I know we learned some cool tips and tricks from all of you guys. So
definitely
it was helpful for all of you. So we'll see.
Thank you to Mark for helping moderate.
Mr.
I know, moderator extraordinaire. You guys have any other questions before we go?
Diz Goals, thanks for coming in. You had a lot of great tips too.
Yeah, she always has good tips.
Hey, Mom. Hi.
All right. Well, we will see you guys in 2 weeks over on Jean Claire's channel to talk all things dining in Animal Kingdom. So
and giveaway.
Yes. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye guys.